So my father was a huge bike enthusiast. We have at least 10 bikes crammed into our townhouse, and his enthusiasm for bicycles kind of rubbed off on me. So today I'll be talking about how the bicycle came to be and where innovation can take it. So this is just a general outline I'll be following today. I'll cover the first iterations of the bicycle and how it led up to the modern bicycle, as well as show you some bicycles of the future. So first I would like to point out the main accomplishments of the historical bicycle. So in 1490, one of Da Vinci's pupils came up with the first concept of the bicycle, and although it was never made, this is what it would have looked like if it was. And as you can see, it already has a pretty advanced system because it already has a pedaling system with chains, whereas hundreds of years later, in 1817, the first one that was actually made didn't even have that pedaling system. So the Velocipede came around to one-up that, and so they added pedals and also a more ergonomic seat design. However, according to pedalinghistory.com, it was also known as the Bone Shaker, so that kind of gives you an idea of how comfortable that ride was. So the bicycles I mentioned so far have a problem of giving you not enough distance for how much effort you have to put into it. So the high-wheel ordinary bicycle came along to try to fix that. They added a wire spoke frame as well as a very large front wheel to give you that distance. Of course, the problem with this is that since the center of gravity is so high up, that even if you encounter the smallest rock, you'll tip over just like this guy. And so fast forward a couple decades and you get the lowrider bicycle, which pretty much fixes all the previous problems by having a lightweight hollow metal frame, as well as rubber tires, an adjustable seat, and also a gear and pedaling system, which solves the problem of needing a big wheel for covering more distance. So that brings us to bicycles we see people ride around campus today. And there are mainly two kinds of modern bicycles, the first being the road bicycle, and according to Cycling and Society, these bicycles are made for speed. So they usually include a lot of gears, as well as a very lightweight frame, and even the way they design the handlebars to curve downwards is so when the rider grips it, you'll be in a more aerodynamic position. The mountain bike, on the other hand, is built for all kinds of terrain. And according to a brief history of the mountain bike, they usually feature very robust suspension systems like the one on my bicycle, as well as reinforced frames to survive all those bumps that you run over while riding it. And as you can see, the design of the tires are very different as well. The mountain bike features very thick tires with high treads to give you a very close to the ground feel, whereas the road bike features thin tires with low tread to reduce the friction with the road. So let's take a look at bikes of tomorrow. So I don't know how many of you have seen folding bicycles, but personally I have one and they're really cool because if you like to travel a lot and you want to bring your bike with you, all you have to do is fold it down, toss it into your suitcase, and you're good to go. And for those of you who like to exercise, or more specifically on an elliptical, the person who created this, according to BikeRadar.com, wanted to use the exercising mechanism of an elliptical, so it's a seatless design, and combine it with the propulsion of a bicycle so you can take it out on the road. So if you like that kind of thing, then you might want to consider the elliptical. So seatless bicycles, why not airless tires? According to an article called Airless Bicycle Tires, this was designed by Brian Russell, who also designs other military-grade things, and he basically wanted to redesign the bicycle wheel. And he was thinking about how can I make a wheel that doesn't have to worry about flats anymore. And so he took out the inner tube and replaced the tire with this perforated stitch design so that it's a lighter weight and yet still be able to absorb shock. So I just want to conclude my presentation with a quote by Edison. "There's a way to do it better, find it." In other words, there's always room for improvement. The bicycle can still be reinvented to be even more efficient while still remaining 100% human powered. Thank you.